Tonight, NBC5 investigates a missing teenager case that has a good outcome, but it leaves behind a trail of misery and mystery for friends and family. It involves a 15-year-old girl who left home in Milwaukee 4 years ago, came to Chicago, and she vanished.
Get this, she's been found alive now in the state of Virginia, and a man there has been charged with kidnapping. Investigative reporter Chuck Goudie has been trying to unravel this unusual abduction here. Chuck?
Steph and Allison, the kidnapping went down outside of a Chicago movie theater, according to law enforcement. It was June 23rd, 2022, more than 4 years ago. The teenage victim had taken an Uber from Milwaukee to Chicago to meet a man who had arranged the ride for her, a man she'd been communicating with online for several years. Investigators say he finally convinced the minor girl to meet up, and since that day in Chicago, they say he'd been holding her captive.
Her dad, he called me and was like, her phone was going to voicemail. And I knew immediately it was just off.
For the parents of this 15-year-old, Joniah Walker, a switched-off cell phone was the key clue that their daughter was in danger that day in 2022. The teenager became a well-publicized missing person, her family and friends begging for help and criticizing Milwaukee police for moving too slowly, pointing to this doorbell cam video of the last time the teenager was seen as evidence of a sloppy investigation.
Everybody on that block has a Ring camera. Why didn't they go knock on the doors?
You guys got the video.
We got the videos, not the police.
No one interviewed me. No one sat me down. No one called us to the back. It was me. It was us, me and my family versus the police stations with a glass between us.
Now, 4 years later, Joniah Walker, 19 years old, has been found 730 miles away in a small frame home in Blacksburg, Virginia. Police say she'd been sexually and physically abused while being held as a captive here by this man, 37-year-old Owen Anderson, held, they say, ever since that day outside a Chicago movie theater where he had arranged to meet her following a lengthy online recruitment. Records state Anderson disposed of her cell phone and a burner phone he'd sent her to use in a sidewalk trash can. A few days ago, Milwaukee County authorities filing these kidnapping and child abduction charges against Anderson, who has yet to appear in Wisconsin court and is still in custody in Virginia. Milwaukee police declining our request to discuss the alleged kidnapping or answer questions about their investigation. An officer on the case has said previously that they had no indication the teenager had been targeted by an organized abduction ring.
I can assure you that our agency did check into our databases that we use that assist us with human trafficking investigations, and we have no reason to believe that she was involved in human trafficking.
In an email to NBC Chicago this afternoon, a Milwaukee police official reiterating that position, saying it would be misleading to report that the teenage girl had been a victim of human trafficking. However, the charges clearly lay out that she was the victim of a kidnapping, child abduction, and sexual abuse while being held against her will for years. An odyssey now ended, but many questions remain. Allison?
Chuck Goudie, thank you.